importance of it. One of my favorite quotes is, no matter if you are a doctor, lawyer, or entrepreneur, everyone has two jobs: their chosen profession and lead generation. If you have not read Gary Keller from Keller Williams, $1 Million Real Estate Agent yet, run and go get it. It is one of my favorite life-changing books. Gary Keller is the master of just teaching you about leverage, how to leverage people's people, tools, and systems. You know, that's where I kind of learned it from. He is a master at it. He also has the $1 Million Real Estate Investor. So if you have not read those books, by all means, go out and run. But the reality of the matter is, when it comes to real estate as a profession, of course, you can be a great real estate investor. But if you're not continuously marketing your real estate investment business, people aren't going to know that you exist. So it's very important that you understand, if I ask the best, most successful real estate investors, what are you? They would probably say, I'm a marketer. That would probably be their first answer. I'm a marketer or an entrepreneur before they're a real estate investor, because marketing touches every area of your business, which we'll get into. And one of the examples that I love to give with this certain thing is being a marketer versus your chosen profession is, okay, you're a master chef, right? So my dad, he owned a pizza store for 40 years. If, you know, he could be the best pizza maker in all of Hanover, Massachusetts, right? But if he didn't market his pizza and present it to his community, people would not know how good the pizza is, right? So it's very important that you understand that you are a real estate investor, but what you really are is marketing your real estate investment business so people can work with you. All right. So what is marketing? And some of you have seen this part of the presentation, but I'm going to stress it. I want you to hear it 20 times. You're going to hear me repeat a lot of what you're going to be learning on this session over and over again, because you need to completely understand it and fully grasp exactly what marketing is, because once you do, it will change your whole business. So what is marketing? If I were to ask you the definition, a lot of you probably wouldn't know what the actual definition of marketing is. Marketing is simply presenting your products or services to potential customers in such a way as to make them eager to buy or work with you, in our case, as real estate investors, right? This is very profound, because most people don't know what the actual definition of marketing is. And the reality of the situation is that's presenting your services to potential customers in such a way as to make them eager to work with you is every part of your business. Motivated sellers, right? You're presenting your services to motivated sellers so they can work with you. To contractors, so you can rehab your houses. To lenders, to fund your deals, right? If you're not presenting your services or opportunities to potential customers, no one's going to know that you exist, right? So it's very important that you understand and memorize this definition of marketing, because it literally is your whole business and it touches every single department in your business as well. So that's the definition of marketing. So why marketing? Without marketing, no one knows your services exist. I'm very tough with this, because I'm going to tell you something right now. It is your responsibility to be seen and to be visible to these potential customers so they know that you exist. A lot of people are not becoming visible or want to be seen because of either their fears, they care what other people think. When you're an entrepreneur, that mentality and mindset must be thrown out the window. What other people think about your services, your products, whatever, your family, friends, whatever, does not matter. Because the reality of the situation is, when you decide to be an entrepreneur, because your job is to be visible and to be seen to your potential customers so you can get business, so they know that you exist. All those other fears, you kind of have to understand that they don't matter. I was just at a wedding this weekend, and one of my family members that I haven't seen for 3 years literally walks up to me, doesn't even say hello, and he says, "Oh, I see the seminar you're putting on." Literally does not even say hello. And I was like, "Oh, were you on my list? Are you on my list? Did you input your information?" And he just started talking about my seminar and all this stuff that he had no knowledge about, but he was seeing. I could have easily frozen up and been like, "Oh my God, oh my gosh, look, he's like, he cared, I could have cared what he thought. But the reality of the situation is I'm like, Great, even he's seeing what I'm doing." So, it's one of those things where you have to change your mindset shift as an entrepreneur and say, I don't care what anyone thinks. I am going to be marketing my services and products in a way to my potential dream clients so that they know that I exist. And I'm going to tell you something right now. When you do find those potential customers that turn into deals, those deals will change your life. Real estate is one, if not the most lucrative thing that you could be getting into to build your wealth. So nothing else matters other than marketing and presenting your services so people know that you exist, so you can find your dream deals. Okay. Again, let's go over this. If sellers, let's talk just sellers right now. If sellers do not know why they should want your services, then they can't or won't buy your services. And if they can't or won't buy your services, you do not make money. Therefore, marketing is the money part of your business. Remember I said marketing is the first domino of your business? It falls and it ultimately leads to the profit domino, the last profit domino where you make money. Most people think marketing is an expense, and it's an amazing expense on your chart of accounts in your accounting, right? It's an 100% write-off, which is amazing, which zeros itself off. But what is marketing really? Marketing is truly an investment. It's your true ROI. Because the reality is you would not have made money or profit if you did not find these deals and these leads coming into your office. So you have to understand why marketing. Number one, so people know that you exist. And number two, so you can make money. And money matters. Money is your vehicle to why, and which we'll get to in a moment as well. If you think about money for all these material things, okay, great. That must be a why, whatever. But the reality is most people don't think of money for the cars. That's just the perks. Most people view money and profit and their bottom line as, getting to a point where they have financial freedom, they have time, they have peace of mind, whatever your ultimate why is, which probably isn't getting your dream car. That's a perk, right? But ultimately, the money matters because it provides a certain peace of mind, freedom, and control over your time. So marketing is ultimately the money part of your business. And that's what most people don't understand. When they look at, HGTV and see all these flipping shows and they see all the sexy numbers, right? They don't see that, hey, in order for you to do all this, you have to find these deals, right? It's what most investors aren't talking about. Most investors aren't opening their doors to their back-end marketing systems because they know that that's their secret sauce. And that's why I created this program, because I want you to have success and find your dream deals. This is my service to my real estate investing community. This is my paying it forward. Once you get to a certain level of success, you have to pay it forward. And, when COVID hit, I said, what am I doing next? And I said, hey, there's a huge gap. Nobody's really talking about their marketing systems. There's no amazing comprehensive marketing education out there for real estate investors. And I know that that's my expertise. And that's kind of what I wanted to do for my fellow real estate investors as well. So marketing is the money side of your business. And again, you've probably seen this chart and I want you to take a picture of it. It's so important that you understand this. And I can't wait to get into the Success 101 module as well, because it'll all come together. So where do most people focus their time, money, and energy? Most real estate investors. production 25%, operations 65%, marketing 10%. Okay, where do $1 million real estate investors and companies focus their time, money, and energy? Production 25%, operations 10%, marketing 65%. So most of their time, so the $1 million real estate investors, the ultra high net worth individuals, spend most of their time presenting their services in a way where potential customers were to make them eager to buy or work with them. They understand that without these potential customers, lenders, motivated sellers, contractors, buyers, whatever it is, they're not making money. So therefore, they are spending, take a picture of this. This is what separates $1 million real estate investors from everybody else. I will tell you right now, the most successful real estate investors I know are the best marketers, period. They're the best networkers. They're the best at making deals happen. They are truly they spend most of their time on their marketing period for their business. So now here's the deal with this as well. I'm going to ask you a question here. Would you rather be working on your operations and not having your phone ring? Or would you rather be spending your time having your phone ring and then dealing with all the operations as they come along? Here's the thing. I would much rather have my phone ringing with either dream deals, motivated sellers, and deal with any operational issues as they come along, rather than try to get all my operational systems in place before my phone rings. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's very important that you understand that operational stuff can always be fixed. They don't have to be perfect. But your phone not ringing is detrimental to your business. So this is the biggest mindset shift that you need to have. Okay? All right. So why aren't you putting your energy into marketing? Let's look at the reasons why you're not putting your energy into marketing. Number one, because it scares you. There's a fear around it, right? And the biggest fear people have is that they just don't know this part of the business. They've never learned it. They have never, like any time in their life, they have never learned about marketing. So this is the first time they're doing this, or you're doing this, and it's scary because you've never done it. The beauty of this side of the business is that it's a very highly trainable skill. It's learnable. It's not brain surgery, right? It's not like you're learning how to be an electrician, right? You're literally learning about marketing, which is a very learnable skill. You don't need to go to a special school or for school for a long time to learn a special skill. You can learn from people like me. You don't have to go to a 4-year college to learn this side of the business. So it's scary because you don't know. And that's the good news. You can learn it, which I love. You're afraid to hear no. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, and you can write this down. You are going to hear no so much more than you're going to hear yes. But the people that tell you yes are going to be worth it, okay? They're going to be worth all the no's. I give this example a lot. You go into a shoe store, okay, and you're trying on shoes. You don't like any of the shoes, so you leave, or they don't fit you. Is the owner of the shoe store going to take that personally because you said no? No, the shoe just wasn't a fit. It didn't fit you. The size wasn't right. The style wasn't right. You just didn't like the color, whatever it was. They didn't have to give you a reason. It just wasn't a fit, right? And a lot of people just aren't going to be a fit for you. They're not going to need your services, right? So they're not going to be a good fit for you. So get used to hearing no. There's going to be people who are going to say, lose my number. I'm not interested. I'd rather go with someone else. Great. What you're going to focus on, the people who are interested, the people who say yes. They might be less, but absolutely they will be worth all of the no's that you get. And In the next section, I'm going to go over how to also transition your mindset into becoming a problem solver and educator for the people who do say yes. Now, so because it scares you, it's learnable, right? You're afraid to hear no. You're just not going to be a good fit for people, and that's okay. And again, the yeses are worth the nos. And then finally, there's certain beliefs about sales, marketing, influencer, and promotional people that you just don't like or have a bad taste in your mouth, just very salesy people that you don't want to be that salesy person. And the beauty of this business, number one, being an entrepreneur and being an entrepreneur in 2022 is that you can make your business any way that you want it. You can have a 4-work weekday. You can have a 4-hour per day. You can have your own culture. The beauty of owning a business is you can make it any way that you want. If you don't want to be salesy, you don't have to in your business. You don't have to go for the hard, they call it the hard sell or the hard push. You can go for a softer, push and all that stuff. But even more so, let's keep looking into this. Certain beliefs about sales, marketing, influencer, and promotional people. How do you overcome this? So this is how you overcome this. This is how you think like a marketer in our real estate investor industry. You solve problems and you educate. If you truly think of yourself as a problem solver and educator, there won't be a moment where you are salesy. You are naturally going to be solving people's problems, and you're going to be educating them on your services. So let's look at how to think like a marketer. You solve problems. Number one, how do you solve problems, right? You solve problems. So people are going to call you in a stressful situation because they're either losing their house, they've lost a loved one, and they need help. So when you transition your mindset and say, hey, I'm going to start thinking like a true marketer, I'm going to present my services in a way to these potential motivated sellers where they're going to work with me. And the way they're going to do that is by me solving their problems. And the way you're going to solve their problems is by educating them. So let me give you an example with motivated sellers. How can you educate your motivated sellers to solve their problems? Very simply, and we're going to get into this, in module 6 as well. You're going to educate them on your services. So for example, hey, one of our services is we buy as is. What that means, so that's you're solving your problem. That's the benefit of working with you. You buy as is. Now you're going to educate them on what that means. So one of the benefits of working with us is that we buy your property as is. What that means for you is that you take what you want. You do not have to repair the property. You do not have to clean out the property. You literally take what you want and leave the rest to us. You just have to show up at the closing. Do you see how the benefit and the solution was buying the property as is, and you were educating them by telling them exactly what that means? Was that salesy or pushy? No, in fact, it was the opposite. When you get to know your benefits and solutions inside and out, which again, we'll go over module 6 as well, you will literally be an educator who is helping your community, helping homeowners. If you're in this just for the money, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to last long. If you're in this business to truly help your community and help people, the way you do that is by telling them how you can solve their problem and educating them on how you're going to go about doing that. If you can get in that mindset of you're a problem solver for your community and your sellers, and you educate them on how you can solve your problems, you will completely eliminate that whole promotional salesy bad taste in your mouth. And my women on this call, you have an edge. People, when people get to know, like, and trust you, women automatically have an edge because people tend to trust women a little bit more. I have a saying in this business: there's nothing more powerful than a woman who knows what she's talking about in this business. So when you meet with a motivated seller and you're an educator for them, it's an automatic trust because you are a woman. But if you know what you're talking about, that kind of seals the deal. It's a really powerful combo. Most women in this business think it's a detriment to be a woman because it's such a male dominated industry. But the reality is, I think it's quite the opposite if you arm yourself with these tools, which is understanding how you're solving people's problems and educating them. They will absolutely be eager to work with you. So that's how to think like a marketer. So in terms of what we just learned, we went over the basics. What is marketing? Why should you be marketing? You looked at the difference between $1 million real estate investors plus ultra high net worth investors and everybody else. Now, I really want you, for your homework, if you look in your workbook, I want you to really dig deep into, okay, is there anything holding me back from marketing right now? Am I scared? Do I have a bad taste in my mouth? Am I scared to hear no? And then figure out, okay, how can I think like a marketer, and start to think about how you can solve people's problems and how you can be an educator as well. So that was Marketing 101 and how to think like a marketer.